welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great Koreishamasu. Today, we're going to be looking at the Duelist Cup finalized deck lists and breakdown. So, this Duelist Cup was an interesting one. We had the big red ransom ban. And so Malice was dead. Malice was not a viable archetype for this Duelist Cup. It wasn't a good choice. In fact, it was so bad that it was unlikely to even reach Rogue, never mind the top deck spot. Oh, would you look at that? 28% of the top 100 decks were Malice. How'd that happen? I'm sorry, I'm really petty about this. You gotta give it to me, okay? I'm sorry, I'm super petty about this. Alright, I need to mention this real quick. Blackwing Vayu, 77. Red Ransom's like a +3 extender. Malice is definitely cooked. Ransom grabs spell, then link it off or whatever, then banish to bring it back for another link if you like, and remove a Malice from deck. It's Dormouse. Then do it all over again on the opponent's turn. So glad this menace is gone. Some people tried to say similar things when Oak was banned, that Snake Eye was still viable, but nope, Ransom is astronomically better and more important. Malice is dead! How's killing the bridge between every Cyberburst Pound to Malice, who's also a +3, not killing the deck? The only hit that would hurt Malice more would be a Whitebinder ban. Red Ransom is a huge hit. Oh, Farfa. Innocent Farfa! Malice got shot and thrown into the garbage! I win. I win. Again, I win. Okay? YouTube comments. This is why I'm the creator. You're the commenter. Okay? Listen. Listen. Okay? You're stupid. Alright. Malice is statistically the best deck for this event. Now, we don't have all deck lists, but we do have about 80% of them, which is a pretty big number for top 100 in the world. So, big shoutouts, of course, to Ryan Yu for taking down the entire event again on absolutely like minimal difference. I mean, 83,350 versus 82,393. Less than one game of rating between Pac and Ryan. I mean, that is unbelievable. And both of these players in a complete league of their own. Pac and Ryan ahead of third place by almost 5,000, ahead of fourth place by over 10,000. I mean, that is just unbelievable. These two are complete demons. So, and apparently Pac was first place for like almost all of it. Like he was, for the last part of day 3, he was like rank 1, top spot, basically guaranteed to go to Worlds. And apparently Ryan went on like some insane like 6 game in a row tear and managed to overtake Pac. So that's crazy. But yeah, it's Ryan's deck list. First and foremost, he says that he took Utopia Ryzeal between 0 and 30k. Probably just a good way to get out of the trenches. It's a very fast deck, kind of, really. You know, it's a big combo. It kind of speeds through everything. It's quite linear. You don't have to really think too hard, so maybe it's a good way to get out of the swamp here. 30 to 40, it seems Ryan got a little bit of a hard stuck situation with Malice. You know, it's funny, I mogged on Malice this entire, like, opening segment of the video. And it turned out it actually didn't really work that well for him. So Malice kind of got him, like, stuck a little bit. But his deck that took him all the way to the finish line was Mitsurugi Ryzeal. This deck is really powerful, explosive. It's got ways to play around Fuwa Loss, most importantly. Everyone's going to be playing Maxi. Everyone's going to be playing Fuwa Loss. So you got the Habibi Kiris to help you out there. It's got a decent amount of hand traps, and the interesting tech card of the event ended up actually being Red Reboot. So Red Reboot was in a lot of deck lists. It's just really good against Dracotail. Dracotail can like do some comfy, cozy plays into a Maxi or Fuwa Loss just by summoning an Arthalion and passing with like 3 trap cards, Sting, Flame, and Horn. So after you're done squeezing your Horn and carrying the Flame, you're going to be like, oh, this is a great situation. I'm happy. But nope. My brother in Christ, the Red Reboot is coming. Half your life points, shut down all of their disruptions, except maybe Femina, which, to be fair, you know, that still makes Dracotail somewhat viable. Has plays despite the Red Reboot. But, of course, it's a massive part of the deck's win con. So, yeah, that was Ryan's list here. Why Valor over Imperm? Good question. Imperm as a trap card could lose the red reboot. Potentially. Not really sure what other reason we'd have, to be fair, but yeah, he went with Valor. His Malice deck list, well, I mean, he clearly wasn't the greatest Malice player. So we can take a look at whoever the highest rated Malice duelist was. But in second place, we had the Tales of the Dragons. Pakawat took this all the way to... I mean, it's a demonic number. Duelist Cups have never been more competitive. My God, that is a unbelievable number. 82,000! Like, that is unreal. So the last 5 cards in his deck list, he said, were rotating engines between Droll, Parolia, Meowls, Lancia, Nibiru, Reboot, and Valor, depending on the metagame. But the central core of his deck list was actually Cartesia Dracotail. I think Josh talked a little bit about it on his stream, but he's convinced that it was the best version of the deck list, and I guess Pak also agrees. It's just really simple. You don't have to play Branded Fusion and Verte. There's definitely not Shaddolls. What else are people playing? Fiendsmith, Spoon. You know, people have been really hyping up Magistus because it's never really been seen before in the TCG. So extending your combos with something like a Boros Savage to set up a disruption before you start your plays is really powerful. I think Magistus also gets you to Engine, right? And Fiendsmith also really good because you can get to Fiendsmith without Engine. So if you just open like a normal summon, like Lucaeus, and then fuse with a Phymina, you can get your Arthalion, recycle the bodies, and then link with the Lucaeus and the Arthalion into full Fiendsmith combos. So you get more layers of protection. You know, Caesar's just obviously really broken, but then it also helps with the red reboot situation potentially, because you can go for 2 Solemn Warnings to help with your end board, coupled with the Phymina in your hand. So it's really, really strong into reboot. So I really liked Fiendsmith, but they were playing Cartesia. I mean, realistically, the idea is just like, if you can play, you win, right? 5 dragons seems crazy, you know, kind of maybe a little bit bricky. But if you could just fuse, if you could just perform 1 fusion, it gives you so much value. You know, the choke points obviously being Phymina, Ketu, Rahu. So if your opponent has ways to stop all 3 of those in a turn, I mean, it is what it is. You're cooked. Cartesia can sometimes feel a little bit clunky with like how many normal summons. It takes you up to 9. Which sometimes can result in awkward hands of like 2+ normals per hand. That's obviously not something you want to see. But if you can just perform a fusion summon, it's really, really strong. And obviously, it's really good as well because it's a quick effect. So if you ever like have to pass because you just get Valored and then you don't have any other ways to continue fusing, they have to deal with the Cartesia or the Malulu again on their turn. But mostly talking about Cartesia here because like it's just like kind of like copy number 4 to 6 of Malulu. And it doesn't lock you as well, which is interesting. So you do have like other cool stuff you can do in this deck, like go into the Spirit for the seals. That line is like kind of maybe a bit awkward into Nibiru, but through certain like circumstances, getting nibbed is like still fine in Dracotail, because this floats into a Malulu for their turn, and Arthalion has usually resolved by that point to give you the resources back to your hand and the Urgala. So you're kind of just like ripping a card out their hand sometimes with Nibiru. It actually ends up just not being too big of a deal. So yeah, that's his deck. Anything interesting in the extra deck? Nothing like crazy. Typhon, I guess, is interesting. I did watch a couple of his replays on stream during the Duelist Cup, and the Typhon actually just like kind of carries sometimes. Bouncing back a fusion and stuff and attacking over is really good. But yeah. Second Gulamel, maybe? Yeah. Alright, so Dracotail, really, really cool, but weirdly not very good. I mean, Malice taking up over a quarter being the best deck, which... just one last time, sorry. Fell for it again. Malice did. So Malice was the most represented deck, and you would think maybe Dracotail would be in here somewhere between first and second, but no, not even close. It was third, which is pretty kind of a low number. I mean, it's right kind of down there, almost in like the other section. Well, I suppose like pure Dracotail and Branded have been split into different decks, to be fair. And Fiendsmith. Okay, so actually, yeah, never mind, ignore me. Dracotail is probably a huge portion of this. It's just different builds and variants of it. That's just been split up. Stellar is a pretty notable player. I'm pretty sure he was Task's teammate, right? So he's insane as well. I mean, I don't know what the logic is with heavy slump. Well, I understand the logic with it, but like we're just playing one random heavy slump in the occasion that we win the coin flip, go first, get Maxid or Fuad, make our opponent draw like 30 cards, do your whole combo, stand by heavy slump them? How do you search it? Is it searchable? Oh, Alimbertion! Jesus Christ. Yeah. So Alimbertion is a math mech monster that is a generic rank 4 for 3 materials, allows you to search any trap card in your deck. Normally, people go for the 2-card Alimbertion to search circular, as you would know. Oh, isn't it 4 material for spell? Oh, it's 4 material for spell and trap. Okay. So, I guess if you get Maxid or Fuad, I mean, I think generally, from what I was witnessing, Onomat, Ryzeal, and players in general just were doing that anyway. Like, even if they didn't have access to Alimber, they were just playing through. Like, if you get Maxid or Fuad, you just do your combo. It doesn't matter. You just do it. They were not stopping. Because they could just kill you, right? You have cross to negate hand traps. You've got... There was also another negate that they can put up. There's one more negate I'm pretty sure they can do that I can't think of right now. That stops getting OTK... That stops getting nibbed or something. They have cross, and there's like one other card. No, not the trap cards. But going first, you just make Detonator, and that's like massive, which you can see from the deck list so far we've seen. Like, there's actually not that many imperms lying around. But yeah, Onomat, Ryzeal, I don't think there's anything particularly crazy or interesting about the main deck, other than, I guess, like, the heavy slump. I suppose, like, the non-engine slot is, like, 2 imperms, and I think some people weren't playing this trap card. Castel? Okay, chilled. If anyone featherstorms me, I'm going to call the police. Alright, we've got Lu Lijiang, who is on a similar type of deck list here. Pretty much card for card the same, actually. Dropping an imperm and shoehorning in the red reboot. Droll is in here. And even Gamma, actually, which is interesting. So ways to bait Gamma in this deck, I guess, would just be, like, starting with, like, your searches and stuff. Because you can go, like, pick up or whatever, get Drolled, and then Gamma them. But there's no payoff to that. They're not playing a Synchro. You know, to make, like, an Omega and try rip something after forcing a hand trap. Because no one's playing around Gamma, right? So that one's a little bit shocking, but I mean, I guess it's just like a good go second card anyway, right? It's a negate, but also destroying is like massively important. I'm curious if they had any other like niche uses for Gamma, but the only one I could really think of is like making a Synchro turn 1, so. Gamma hits Dodo Warrior. I mean, is that worth like the brick in your deck to hit a Dodo? I don't know. Fair enough. Alright, let's check out the #1 rated Malice Duelist. Okay, we have a Billy link here. Can I see a deck list? Alright, he's got some gameplay here. Hold on, let's see if we can like find a deck list somewhere. He post a deck list? No, we just got like gameplay. Billy, I believe is the is this the Chinese like YouTube? I see. Okay. I can't find a deck list. I mean, he doesn't seem to open it early. Do we not have a deck list? Well, I'm sure if we hunt it down, it'll be here. But yeah, Malice. Okay, again, I don't want to like focus too much on Farfa was right, but again, just to reiterate, like logically, without flexing too hard, Malice is insane. It's a Cyberse deck. Have you read a Cyberse card? They all say special summon. They all say climb. They all say extra deck, piss boy, dum Cyberse special summon, effect grave float special. Like that's crazy. That it's really good. It is very powerful. Red Ransom is obviously crazy and strong, but it just cannot be understated how good it is to just special summon a bunch of bodies, kill your opponent with access, set up all of the typical Malice disruptions that they had, a little bit weaker without the Red Ransom, albeit, but White Binder is still unbelievable. After you do your whole combo, you draw a card, you get to see a staple out of your deck, you can recruit the trap cards, they play really well into every single hand trap in the game, except like literally Fuwalos or Maxi. And they have counters to that. They have a playset of Ash Blossom, Call by Crossout, and I would assume most of the Malice players would all be running Droll. So, and the deck doesn't really care about Droll that much. So self-drolling is fine. This appears to be the highest rated Malice player that we can find. In terms of deck list anyway, so I don't think you're going to see anything particularly crazy out of Malice. Maybe, like, extra deck card is really where it sort of boils down to. I don't think it's standard, but I do believe that there's some, like, Heat Soul gamers. I'm not going to pretend I know too much about Malice, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, maybe Heat Soul can be played. I don't think Terahertz is really that good anymore. But yeah, I mean, like, the frustrating thing about Malice is they just have, like, so many one-offs, right? Like, you do feel really sacked, but realistically, when your deck has, like, 6 limited cards, you're probably going to draw one of them in a game, right? So it feels bad to get hit with the one-off Gold Sark, the Dormouse, the Field Spell, the Cross-Out, the Call-By for your Maxi or Fua, but they just, all their cards are limited now, so, you know, it doesn't matter what they summon on you, it's going to feel bad. Anything particularly unique from some of these other players here? Little deck list, it looks like. A Billy gamer. Dracotail branded. Let's just wrap up Malice. Why? Okay, all of the highest rated Malice players are Chinese. Specifically. Why is that? Is there like something in the water? They just like, what is Tieba? Tiba? I've never heard of this. What is this another Chinese, like, website? That's so strange. That is, like, really interesting how different regions gravitate to different archetypes. There's another Asia Dracotail player here. Malice. Okay, here's another deck list. Again, you're probably not going to see too much difference between them. Exceed, I guess, is unique. This one is playing Terahertz. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, like, the Malice deck, extra deck doesn't seem, like, super standard. I mean, there's, like, probably 13 cards that are all locked in, but, I mean, yeah, this guy's playing Terahertz, previous guy wasn't. Now, the thing I'm confused about is why are we playing Terahertz without Drizaverm, the fusion monster? I mean, I guess we're just using it for OT King, but isn't one of the best things about this card is that it puts the spell Trap Negate in the grave? Terahertz doesn't do anything here? Yeah. I mean, it just kills you, I suppose. I don't know if anyone managed to catch one of Josh's games on stream during the Duelist Cup, but he maxied a Malice player, drew like 20 cards, didn't see a good hand trap, and then Terahertz plus multiplication, which I don't know how standard that is. You got punched in the face for like 8,500. There's also like some sort of Malice, I don't think it's a Malice card, but some sort of Cyberse card that can put your monster into attack mode. And you just get hit in the face really hard. It's quite funny. Not for Josh, of course, but you know. Alright, I don't really know too much about Mitsu, but let's see what we have for the highest Mitsu player. This is pure Mitsurugi. That's interesting. Well, I guess the benefit of pure Mitsurugi is all these crazy staples you get to play. Tactics is really not that popular. Dracotail's never going to play Tactics because you just prefer monsters. Malice isn't really going to play Tactics. Onomat Ryzeal maybe could, but I feel like you'd probably just prefer hand traps. So Tactics is a card people are not going to play around or really consider. Maybe against your deck specifically, but in general, like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh shit, better be careful about Tactics. So this deck isn't doing anything particularly insane or crazy or unfair. Well, I mean, you know, there is the Fossil Dyna stuff, which this list isn't playing, but, you know, they do have access to it if they really want to. So Granite is part of the combo here. You do your Mitsu stuff. You set up an Omni Negate. You've got lots of hand traps and staples. And then you can also search Nibiru on top of that. Nibiru tributes cards, which is very important. So even if you have to tribute your whole board away, while also in the process getting rid of your opponent's push, you're still going to be fine. It gets you a bunch of advantage in that way. 2 copies of SP Little Knight is very interesting. I suppose a deck like this is going to struggle with like removal and stuff, but I mean, I don't know, there's like double Dino Mundo, Dino SP. To be fair, it's not like this deck has a lot of room or doesn't have a lot of room for extra deck cards. I mean, it's really flexible. You only really need like 5 to 10 of these like mandatory. They got Extravagance, so they just put the most important ones in, which would naturally be SP Dynamundo. I'd feel really bad to craft a second SP, I'm going to be honest with you. All right, what else is cool here? Here's the highest rated striker player. Oh my god, I love Ray. I would die for Sky Striker Ace Ray. This Duelist Cup is going to give me 59,000 points with I love her. Oh my god. It's a fun version of Sky Striker. Look at that. Triple Soul Drain in the main deck. Oh my god, he's playing this little idiot. Didn't think that one was run. The absolute balls of steel on this guy. He's running Pot of Desires and 1 Rose. Wow. Complete, like... yeah, that's brave. He's not really very dedicated to Striker, is he? He's only got 2 alt-art engages. Yeah, no, that's kind of, that's kind of, only like 1 Royal Drones. I don't know, man. But yeah, this is Striker. I guess it's interesting that there isn't like Thrust. Because Thrust for tactics or engage is obviously really powerful. 2 Lemnis Gate is interesting as well. I played Striker, and you read Lemnis Gate for the first time and you think, wow, this is the most broken card ever made. But it's like actually kind of hard to set up. It does require a lot of like, you know, you to already be playing and not have bricked to kind of like meaningfully set up. I mean, obviously the soul drain is huge. It's a bit awkward because like it doesn't do anything going second, and it's not like this deck like discards. I guess you can linkage send it if you draw it going second. You know, that's like some kind of synergy, so that's like not too bad. And obviously it's Sky Striker, so you can like draw into it. That happens quite often. So after you've done all your Striker stuff, you can just like draw it. And there's Forbidden Droplet as well, so I guess you could send it for Droplet, which actually is like kind of relevant because if you send Trap Card, they can't flame. So if your opponent like uses a monster like Gulamel, like pop something, or an Arthalion bounce, you can Droplet send Soul Drain. They won't be able to use Flame, which is kind of interesting. I mean, they can kind of play on it because they can use a monster then chain Flame, but you know. But that's the highest rated Striker player. What are we cooking? What are we cooking? Holy. I'm gonna take a big bite of my broccoli here as I process this mentally. Yep, that's Sky Striker. Alright. Well, that pretty much does it. Let's see if we can find some like unconventional stuff. He's the highest rated Fiendsmith Draco player. Now, one thing I noticed about the Fiendsmith... Wait, no, this isn't Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith Dracotail? This says FS Dracotail. It's not Fiendsmith. Oh, it is. We're only playing 1 Engraver. And no Tract. Wait, huh? No Tract? Wow, that's an interesting way to get there. Wait, I don't understand this deck list. There's no sequence. How do you make the guy? You go Close Moon into Requiem. Requiem summon Engraver. Where's the second Caesar? Necrocrypt? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, interesting. So it's like a very small Fiendsmith engine. Like the absolute minimum just to make Caesar. Wow. That's kind of neat. Okay. Fair enough. Wow, really didn't want to draw Luri, Lacrima, or Tract. I guess it kind of makes sense. And like I explained at the start, you have just good ways to fuse while keeping a normal summon on the field. Because this is playing Cartesia. So Lucaeus, Phymina, Cartesia. So Fusion Material plus any of those cards mentioned gives you Close Moon, and then you can just do Caesar. And you don't really care about Nibiru because you've already resolved your resources by that point. So, okay, wow, that's actually really interesting. I've never really thought to play Fiendsmith in like a really small engine like this. Latam Fiendsmith. This one's a little bit more normal. Yeah, we got like the full engraver package. We're playing Trackdown, Lacrima, Sequence, all the guys in the extra deck. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any like funny stuff here. Gem Knight, Fiendsmith. We've got Lunalight. Every time I play against Lunalight, I genuinely, like, I'm shocked and surprised that that deck is not top tier. I don't know. I play against that deck. I throw like 3 hand traps at them and I get Liger Dancer. I don't fucking understand that deck, man. There's usually like one pent idiot in these Duelist Cups, but I don't think I see any. It all looks fairly standard. Wow, yeah, there's really nothing rogue. Is this like the first Duelist Cup where there hasn't been a Tearlament player? Because I swear, ever since Tearlament was released in Macedon, there's always like one tier player. Oh shit, Blue Eyes. Okay, this is cheating because he also played Onomat. Guys, this is like Pac playing Dracotail to like 2nd place, and then he plays like 2 games of BA, and it's like, yep, my decks were BA and Dracotail. Yep, definitely real. Alright, wow, this is a fun version of Blue Eyes. So the whole goal of this is to make Hieratic Seals, bounce a card, their normal summon, and then special summon Quakimeru Drago, which prevents your opponent from special summoning light and dark monsters. So, good luck playing Malice, good luck playing Mitsu, good luck playing Ryzeal. Yep, that's a good card. That's a very good card. Does it do anything against Dracotail? Like nothing, right? Against Dracotail, you just simply cry, I guess. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. All right, here's Lunalight. Yeah, so I couldn't really tell you what a Lunalight deck should look like or not look like, but I guess this looks kind of normal, right? I mean, there's nothing outlandish here. Some Luna cards, some staples, the big hitters, the hand traps. Tactics, I guess, is kind of interesting. Apparently Impulse is standard. Okay, sure. No heavy poly. Alright, well, nothing super insane here. I guess that does it. Did I get the Gem Knight one up? There it is. Gem Knights! This also looks very standard, right? But what does this deck do? I haven't checked into this deck since they banned Christia, so... Like, what do you actually, like, do? Look at the extra deck, I'm trying to figure out, like, end board pieces here. Like, a Baoku, an Elf, a Mask, a Caesar. It kills... Well, I mean, yeah, going second, it kills you, sure. Just FTK? No, it does not FTK. No, it does not. These are IP Abaoku. Okay. Interesting. It just feels like a worse version of, like, other decks, right? I don't know. Like, you compare this to Mitsu Ryzeal, and it just, like, loses harder to, Maxi Fua. Going second, it, like, just needs more cards to, like, play going second. I mean, the biggest advantage of this deck, obviously, is Herald, yeah. Like, Herald is a unbelievably powerful card. Like, anytime, like, you draw Herald in a fairy deck, like, it's gonna be menacing. That's really good. Why one Lancia? It's because it's searchable, right? I believe you should be able to access it with Ava. Or something, correct? Yeah, you should be able to do that. You loop Lancia with a Baoku. Oh, that's miserable. A Baoku could special Lancia, and Lancia contribute itself off the field. Oh, you get to Lancia with Diviner? Okay. Wow. Fun stuff. Alright, well, that's your Duelist Cup rundown. I haven't seen the ban list yet, so I'm gonna go check out on that and see if any of this matters. See you in the next one. Bye!